What's up, guys? It is I, Supreme Me, hitting you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be discussing people talking about video games and performance and dips and drops and frame rates and all that stuff. Okay, listen. If you haven't noticed by now, if I haven't made it abundantly clear, on my channel, I talk about video games. Excuse me, had a little sneeze there. I talk about video games. I buy consoles to play video games. I like video games. Okay? I don't expect video games to be like a movie that I will go watch in the theater, or that I would go watch on the TV, or that I would stream on my phone, or whatever. That is a real live-action movie. That is as realistic as you're going to see on the screen besides the real life that you're in right now. So when I play a game, I know it's never going to look as good as that. Okay? I know a game has many systems at work, numbers, parameters, especially RPGs. You have attack, defense, speed, you know, what the items do, how, you know, there's so many things at work in a video game. And just to see it work, to make sure it can save, to make sure that things work, I'm leveling up, I'm getting an enjoyment, I'm seeing progression, the mechanics, the systems, how it all works together. I am more fascinated with that than what I'm looking at. One of the reasons is, dear friends and listeners, is because I've been playing RPGs and other games since the NES era, the Nintendo era. In Japan it would be called the wonderful Famicom. I've been playing games since the NES era. I have dabbled on Sega over a friend's house. I remember the little handheld Sega game where you play Sonic on it. I remember it was cool because it lit up, and I remember the original Game Boy didn't light up, but they did add a thing to it to where you could add light on it, to where you could play it in the dark, you know, even though it didn't have its own light shining through it. And there was Game Boy Color, then I eventually got the Super Nintendo, so on and so forth. And so I'm saying all this to say that because I started in the NES era, right, anything and darn near everything that comes out nowadays, it's hard to look at it and say, oh, this looks bad, or this doesn't perform to my liking, or this is, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me, you know. It's not just because I'm the Supreme Me and all that great news, but it's just because I've been playing it for so long that I just literally do not care about it. That is not going to affect my gameplay decisions. For some people, they've been born in a newer generation, and believe it or not, there's some people probably who've been playing around my same era, maybe a little later, maybe even a little older, that really bothers them. And I really don't know how it could if you come from that era. Maybe people are just saying that they come from that era, and they really don't. I mean, because, you know, that's all we had back then. It was little bleeps and blips and pixelized graphics. And we never complained about that stuff. We were just happy if we could play something and that we had something. So nowadays, you know, I just think the expectations of people are a little bit too high in these generations of games coming out nowadays. And this is forcing people to take years and years and years to make a game. Look at Starfield. Look at Elder Scrolls 6. How many years has it been for those? Some of these games are going over 10 years. Look at Final Fantasy 15. Look at Final Fantasy 7 Remake, how long that took. So I really think, you know, I understand good graphics. People like that stuff. It's wonderful to like good graphics, alright? To a certain extent, like, it's what you're looking at. As long as what you're looking at conveys what the game creators and what the developers wanted to convey, that's good enough for me. It does not need all those graphics if it's going to take 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15 years to come out. It's absolutely unbelievable. And to me, if you want to survive in the gaming business, you cannot have all your games come out like that. And I think that's Xbox's problem right now, and also the fact that they're having a hard time creating their own stuff. They acquire studios, they buy up stuff, which is great, but, as far as their own things, they're not, they're just taking forever with it. They did recently shadow drop Hi-Fi Rush, and I heard Hi-Fi Rush is good. I haven't played it yet. I don't even think I can. I think it's only on Xbox Series X. I have an Xbox One X, and I have a PS4 Pro, and I have a Nintendo Switch. Currently with me right now. I do have older systems, PS3, Wii U, Nintendo 3DS. Oh yeah, the Nintendo 3DS is with me as well, Nintendo 3DS XL. But anyways, yeah, so I like how they're following Nintendo in that regard, stealth dropping and just not announcing things and just working on things in the background, just shutting up, getting to work, coming out with the good stuff. You know what I mean? Like, everything doesn't have to be announced. You don't have to announce you acquired something. And plus, you can acquire something all day. If you're in the business of games and you're not producing games, you're failing. Okay? Now, on the Sony side of things, they're coming out with these VR things, and I heard that thing is $600. $600. Okay? That's what my sources tell me. And they're supposedly, see, I don't know how even true this news is, they're supposedly gonna, make millions of these things. $600. Do they really expect people to buy that for their kids? Or themselves? For themselves, maybe. For their kids? $600 VR, and it's not even backwards compatible to the first PlayStation VR's games. It's unbelievable. And, it's like, one of the reasons Nintendo succeeds is because they make realistic price points that people can get. $199 for a Nintendo Switch, $299 for whatever the OLED model is. I think it's $299. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't have an OLED model yet. I don't know if I'll get one. I'm pretty far on my OG Switch that I got back in winter of 2017. I'm pretty good. It's still treating me well. I'm taking care of it. It's taking care of me. And so it's like, oh man, it's kind of frustrating to think about it. But anyway, this video was just created to say that games like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet I'm enjoying, and the performance issues and graphic issues that people are complaining about literally is not that bad. I just think people get on Twitter, these weird spaces, and they get weird on there, and then they just post something and it just takes on a life of its own. The internet is crazy like that. If you like RPGs, you're gonna love Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I love RPGs, so, I guess you could say because I love RPGs, I have a very high tolerance for it. There are things on an RPG that others may not have a high tolerance for. So yeah, it's just kind of frustrating to see this in game. It's like, you play a game to have fun and play the game. If I want to watch a movie, I'll do that. I was talking to somebody else, I made a comment about that on YouTube. Somebody was talking to me about something or other, and I said, hey man, if I want a movie, photorealistic experience, I'll see that. That's what they're there for. They even got games where you actually play out movie scenes and they use real live actors in real life scenes and settings to convey what the game developer is trying to convey. See? But a video game with an art style or 3D graphics, you gotta understand, you should not even be comparing that to realistic things, because it's a video game, it's graphics, it's pixels at the end of the day. And however many pixels they decide to stack up on each other and 3D them and 2D them is up to the person making the game. But anyway, I think this video's gone on long enough. You guys comment. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe my videos. This is Supreme Me giving you some gaming stuff. I post more, sometimes. I'm going to try to post some more though. So appreciate you stopping by. Like, subscribe. And check me out. I even post things on Twitter and interact with the peeps on there, my gaming family. Appreciate you guys. Take care.